We need to talk about Sofi after the latest price action and also how the stock is behaving right now. I'll share my thoughts on Sofi stock, where I see the price of this stock settle down, and also the timeline so we can make sense of how to handle these times. One more thing, I would like to settle some comments. I release Sofi's video as and when I feel the information need to be shared. It doesn't have to be every day, it doesn't have to be every minute. If I don't release a video for a day or two, that does not mean I don't believe in the stock. I'm still holding my 11,000 shares at $15 a share, so I'm taking a big loss, but I'm not worried. And all my options are still there. And my conviction on the company has not changed a bit. Yes, the investment thesis has. I mean, we are not going to get to $50 by the end of this year. For that matter, if we get to 20, that'll be amazing and I'll be happy. Now back to the video. So what's going on with Sofi and why we can't seem to catch a break? Well, this could be one of the reasons. I got an alert about Lucid, that Lucid is the second most shorted stock in the market. And this is from S3, which is pretty reliable and I trust their data. But guess what? The number one stock in that list was Sofi. So it's pretty sad that a stock that you are and I am heavily invested in is the most shorted stock in the market. And because of the float, we are not going to get a short squeeze anytime soon. So it's a never-ending pain. Take a look at the alert. I'm going to share it right here with you guys. So this is the alert that I got. Lucid Group tops list of crowded shorts S3. Right here it says, and then it says Lucid was the second most shorted stock behind Sofi's technology over the last 2 weeks with 11.7 million shares shorted. That's for Lucid. Okay, this is for Lucid, so we are not talking about Lucid in this video. Let's head over to Sofi. So this is the data from Ortex. Now, I don't trust this data 100%, but I'm going to get the new data today because they release it every end of the month and every middle of the month. So 15th was yesterday. I'm going to get the data today and I will update everybody at the Discord about the new data. But this is what Ortex is claiming, that currently there are about 137.17 million shares shorted. If you look at the last data, which was 28th Feb, and this is correct, 119 million shares were shorted. So we are up almost 4.53%. That means total borrowed share went from like about 9 million to about 13.28 million. This is really high shorts. And that's what's going on. If you look at the level 2 data on Sofi trading on a daily basis, you will see the buys and sell and the huge volume that drops. Why is this stock shorted? I think one of the person asked me in the comments, if the company is so good, then why is this stock shorted? There are multiple reasons for it. Number one, it has a high float, it has a high volume and a high retail following or retail holding. I mean, I don't have that data. You have to subscribe for it and you have to pay like around 4,000 something a month to get the retail data of how many retails are invested in a company on a daily basis, the volume. So I can't really tell you exactly the percentage, but I know that Sofi on a retail side is very heavily invested. So when a stock is heavily invested on the retail side, these market makers, these hedge funds, they see that and they see that this stock is easy to manipulate. That means if they come out and if they dump a bunch of shares, then people are going to go crazy overselling because they will get scared thinking that, you know what, this stock is no good. Like most of the people are coming on Discord sometimes and also on the YouTube comments saying it's a penny stock, is this stock. This is a fear created by market, not by the company. Company is ever strong. I mean, with these kind of shorts, we can assume that this stock will have a downward pressure for a very long time. So now let me come to my next point. That is, who is buying this stock at this level? So take a look at some insider buying that happened in the last few weeks. And no, this is not an option, maturity, or a grant. These are net buys. And it's actually cool for Anthony Noto and few others to come out and buy the shares. Yes, of course, they want to support the company, and because retailers are losing, I actually read a comment on Twitter that, you know, they have to come out and support the company. It's all well and good. But at the end, these are the prices that make sense not to. I mean, if I was running Sofi and if I knew what was going on in the company, I would be all over Sofi at these prices. So let me share right here some insider buying. So this was the last insider sell that we had that was about $10 price range that happened. And after that, all we see is buys. I know the picture is not very clear for a reason. And we see all these net buys. Green is all net buys. Green dots are all buys. Now, if I take you to a chart, you can see over here, these are all net buys from Anthony Noto and then this one person, Mika. that she has been, or they have been buying SoFi since beginning of this month, like 3.4, 3.7, 3.10, 3.11, 3.14. Now, all of these buys till here are all net buys. That means they're not being granting option, or this is not an options grant. This is they're coming out and they're buying all these stocks. So Anthony Noto alone has bought about over $500,000 worth of stock of SoFi, net buy, not a grant. And I will show you this. So pay attention to this chart right here. This was the latest buy, which was 314 2 days ago, where Anthony Noto came and he bought about 19,000 shares of SoFi. And then Mika came and they bought about 5,000 shares. So at these prices, look at the prices. And then over here, this was in 126 2022. So right here was 126 2022 when Anthony Noto, we see over here 48,581 shares. This was an options grant. This was given or granted to Anthony Noto because it says over here transaction type open market purchase, this over here exercise or conversion of derivative, or payment or exercise by derivative. So Anthony Noto got paid in options 101,000 shares. Then he came out and he sold 53,000 shares to cover his tax, because they have to pay tax on these grants. So usually it's very common practice when they are allotted shares, they come out and they sell half of them, because these guys, they make a lot of money, so they are in the higher tax bracket. So they come out and they sell half the amount of shares so that they can pay for the stock, and then they keep the remaining. So he could have easily came out and sold all if he didn't believe in the company or didn't believe that company is going to do any good. And he wouldn't have bought almost, right, all these are net buys. So almost like we're talking about 80,000 shares or close to that. And they are all, close to these prices. Look, he was buying at 10, he was buying at 9, he was buying at 8, he's buying at 7. So these are the prices. Then insider are all over in buying. If I had money right now, which I wanted to invest in SoFi, I'm already invested in SoFi, and I do it more of or logically. I mean, I'm not going to go, as I said in my previous video, that I'm not an investor who's going to put all my money into one stock. I won't do that. That's why I have divided my money, I have divided my portfolio. I actually have two separate accounts. One for the long term, where I keep the stock that I'm not going to touch for the next 5 to 10 years. And then one is a short term, which I will trade in and out as and when the timing is right. So that's why I feel this is some very good sign from the insider of the company that they are supporting and holding the stock. Now, SoFi is trading at some very low levels. If you look at the chart, the RSI has not been able to get a breather. I'm actually going to switch to the main camera. So RSI has not been able to get a breather for a very long time. And if you pay attention to the RSI from the last 3 months, you will see, I'm sorry, I'm just putting the chart up so we can talk about it. Okay, so if you see over here, this is the chart and this is the RSI right here. So I'm going to actually get out of this on the camera. Okay, so you can see right here, the RSI has been trading into the 50 to 60 range for a very long time. And I'm talking about going back to about November of last year. Since then, we haven't had a bull rally. We haven't had a rally where we have seen RSI touch the levels that we have seen before. So we never got the bullish trading that we were expecting after the bank charter or after the blockbuster earnings. And that is because I feel shorts were taking over the market, and we have seen the price all the way come down from all-time high, which was 11.11 right here, that it touched $24, like feels like a distant memory, all the way coming down to now at low of about 7.35 right here, as you can see. But look what's going on with RSI. RSI is at all-time low levels. That means these are the prices when the stock is really oversold. Can it stop now, or will it stop now? Nobody can answer that question. SoFi trades in the same stock market as any other stock, and we cannot assume that SoFi is going to outperform the market and is going to basically go out and defy all the things that's happening in the market. So we can see more weakness. Yeah, absolutely, we can see more weakness. With that kind of shorts, we can see the weakness continue for a long time. But one thing is for sure, my conviction in the company has not changed. I'm sorry, I'm just going to break over here. So look over here, from all-time highs to now, it has dropped almost 67%. And majority of us bought our shares right around this period right here. Because again, this period, the stock was in this period for a very long time. So if you see over here, we have been trading in this level right here for a very long time, and majority of the retailers have bought their stocks at these levels. And I feel that we are going to, of course, see this kind of price range come out, or we will come out of this kind of price range when the market sentiment changes. I'm not talking about the SoFi sentiment, I'm talking about the market sentiment. So I think the market conditions will continue to punish these stocks for some time. And I'm not only talking about SoFi, I'm talking about stocks like SoFi. Look at Metaport, look at Robinhood. I mean, these are all the stocks that one-time high fly are struggling right now. And I will say this again, that if you're holding the stock or SoFi shares, then hang tight, and I'm positive we will get out of this crazy market manipulation. And if we have enough retail support, and when institutions will come back, because remember, institutions are not buying right now, they're actually on the other side of trades. That means they're shorting. But once the sentiment changes, then institutions will come back and start buying. Then we are going to see some fun drama with the shorts. I'm really looking forward to that. And please, if I don't make a video on SoFi for a day, that does not mean I don't like the stock. I just like other topics and I like reading markets. So if you like the video, then consider subscribing and hit the like button and take advantage of 4 free stocks and a guaranteed NEO stock if you sign up for Moomoo. I have provided the link in the description below. Always a pleasure to share this with everyone. Until next time, you all have a sparkling day.